Hi there. So we realize that Google Classroom is new to most of you. In elementary school, you probably used Seesaw instead of Google Classroom. If not, fantastic, you're ahead of the game. But if you are unfamiliar with Google Classroom, we want to walk you through a couple of things besides just settings so you know how to find things on your classroom. So in order to get into a class, your teacher is going to send you a code, and hopefully we'll be able to do that one of the first couple of days of school, so that you have a whole big long list of all of your classes. And so right now I just have one class listed here, and I called it test class because it's a pretend class that I'm just using for video purposes. But when you are in sixth grade at Edison, you're going to have a math tab for Google Classroom, a literacy tab. You might have one for gym, you might have one for art, you might have one for homeroom. If you join a club, you might have a tab for a club. So you're going to have lots of these. And so you're going to need to know how to read the title pretty carefully in order to be able to keep track and click on them quickly. Also, if you use my bookmarking trick that I showed you in another video, you'll be able to find it really quickly by just clicking on the folder for your class and then go down to that particular Google Classroom. So when you take a look at this, you can see the name of the classes there. The one student is inconsequential, but down here it tells you that there's actually an assignment coming up that's going to be due. So that is really helpful for parents to help you see if your child has anything that's due. And so I'm going to go into this class and kind of show you what the different parts are. So on this first page, that when you open a class, you'll see usually the teacher's picture will be there. Any work that is coming up that's due is going to be right over here in this box, right underneath the name of the class. And then if you take a look across the top, you've got stream and classwork. Those two tabs are going to be the most important tabs for you. In another video, I talk about how to change your settings. And so you'll have to watch that to talk about what settings are appropriate for you, and that's where you find that. And then over here, this is more for a teacher's setting. Okay, so let's look at how this works. This stream, where it says stream, we're hoping that it's pretty consistent across Edison. All of the teachers are going to use stream for announcements. So on this page, you'll see things that the teacher wanted to say to you. For example, don't forget your field trip money, little things like that, things that are coming up, reminders for that particular class, things like that. We're hoping that we can consistently post so that this is not a place where you're going to find your homework. You're going to have to click on the classwork tab in order to find homework, all right? But this right here is helpful. Now, remember, when it says upcoming, this is just for whatever class this is. So if this was your math class, it told you that you have an assignment due. And if you take a look, if you click on it, it takes you straight to that assignment, all right? But I'm going to take you the normal way. Okay, so in classwork, this is kind of what you'll see. By topic, these topics are over here, and so I've got a tab for games. Sometimes teachers will post games that you can go to and practice if you have a couple of spare minutes, things like that. So that's a place that has its own tab. Sometimes a teacher might have a tab for materials or for notes. So the topics that you have to look for here are going to be very important. And let's say, oh gosh, I was absent the second week of school. I need to go to that work. You click on it and it will take you there. Okay, so that's where this is kind of what you'll see, and this is from a teacher's view. But when you click on something, you're going to open the lesson and you'll get A lot of the lessons might be in Google Docs or Google Slides. And I also made a video telling you about how to view things in Google Slides. But the biggest thing to remember is that you need to do this in order. So whatever is the very first screen, if there's a video, you need to watch the video. If there's a big box, you can't type in this during present mode, so you need to leave present mode to be able to type in there, but you'll be able to answer questions. Those are things that, as I've said in other videos, will be graded. So you go through, this lesson might be something that's going to take 3 or 4 days. It may not be a one-day thing, but what we're trying to do is post everything in one place so that when you're looking at this view, you do not have lots and lots of little bits to have to go through. You have one link, and when you click on that link, everything that you need for that lesson will be there. All right. So again, stream is for announcements. Classwork, you'll look at your topics, and you'll just have to get used to the topics as each teacher lists them. But if you're ever absent, you can always find your late work because it's going to be grouped for you, and you can find where you need to look. Also, you can look at the due dates here as well, when things are going to be due for you. All right, so quick tutorial on how to navigate in Google Classroom. One more thing, a Google Calendar. If you click on that, it takes you straight to the calendar in which is another link, and that shows you, look, my assignment is due. So using your Google Calendar to put in assignments or things like that, you can click back and forth between the calendar and Classroom, and you can get all of your assignments there. So here is it from a student's perspective. Here's my directions, and here's my work, and I open that, and then when I'm done, I click Turn In. So that is a very great feature up here at the top. And then you also have a class drive folder, which will be created for you inside Google Classroom, and that will put all of the work in one place in your Google Drive for you too. All right, so again, don't be afraid to ask questions, but it's going to be fairly straightforward to navigate as long as you use your eyes and look at all of the words on the screen. You should be able to tell when things are due, when things were posted, what category something is in, so you know what to work on. Also notice that the most recent things are usually on top, so if you need something older, you're going to have to scroll down a little bit. All right, so we're excited to get started with you guys on learning in 6th grade at Edison, and the more organized and ready we are, the more we'll get out of school this year. So thanks, folks. I'll see you soon.